Mark couldn't take a single step without heel pain. And after 4 months of limping, a cortisone shot was on the table. But in just 6 weeks, we fixed it. No shots, no surgery, no rehab drills. Just smarter movement built directly into his workouts. And today, I'm walking you through the entire plan, week by week, so you can fix it too. So here's what we found at week 0. Pain was worst in the morning, 7 out of 10 under load, classic plantar fasciitis. But here's the real problem. He wasn't overusing his foot. He was misloading it. No arch control during gait, no propulsion through the big toe, and every pattern he was training was dumping force into the heel. So we didn't isolate the foot. We rewired the entire lower body through the same patterns he was already doing. Step 1, we modified his split squat. Forward torso lean, shin vertical, cue the glute, not the forefoot. Step 2, we rebuild his hinge. He started every session with 3 sets of RDLs, barefoot on a foam pad, to retrain load through the arch. That first week wasn't about stretching the foot. It was about removing irritation and giving it a reason to adapt. By week 1, Mark was sleeping better, but those first few steps in the morning, still painful. We weren't chasing symptoms though, we were retraining load tolerance. So we doubled down on integrated strength work. Every rep fed directly into his primary movements. Split squats, we added a 3-second isometric hold at the bottom. Single leg RDLs, barefoot on a foam pad. That gave him proprioceptive input and real-time muscular engagement. And we made sure to keep all of the loading sub-maximal, around 70 to 75% effort, enough to drive adaptation without flaring symptoms. By the end of week 2 doing this, he could walk 15 minutes non-stop with no pain spike. Not because we added more rehab, but because we started moving better on purpose. By week 3, Mark was no longer limping, but his foot still felt weak. That's when we shifted from load tolerance to load production. Most people skip this phase, but it's the one that teaches your foot to drive, spring, and start to do its job again. First move, we added a sled push. Low weight, long stride, and barefoot. That gave him a way to rebuild plantar flexor strength without pounding the heel. Second move, lateral step downs. We needed frontal plane control so he could stop collapsing and dumping laterally. Third, calf raises, rewired. We slowed the tempo, 3 seconds up, 3 seconds down, and added band tension around the big toes to bias medial arch and toe off engagement. And the best part, everything still lived inside the main movement patterns. By the end of week 4, he could walk 30 to 40 minutes pain-free, and for the first time, he wasn't thinking about his feet anymore. By week 5, Mark was no longer thinking about his foot during the day. That's a milestone most people never hit. Not because it's impossible, but because they stopped too early. So here's what we did next. We loaded the foot like it lives in the real world. First, we added incline treadmill marches barefoot. That built long duration tolerance in the arch and soleus without impact. Then we tested stiffness return with light jump rope. 10-second bouts, 20-second rest, 0 fatigue. We also built out a weekly resilience circuit. Barefoot weighted carries, step downs, and split squats. By the end of week 6, Mark hiked for 90 minutes, no pain, no swelling, no next day stiffness. And not once did we isolate the foot. We just trained it like part of a human that moves. So what actually changed? Let's break it down. Week 0, we stopped making it worse. We removed all aggravating loads. We adjusted his footwork and rewired split squats and hinges. Weeks 1 and 2, we built tolerance inside real movement. Barefoot loading with intent without extra drills. Week 3 and 4, we trained propulsion. Toe off control, sled pushes, lateral step downs. Week 5 and 6, we built resilience. We reintroduced stiffness, loaded incline for a real world carryover. And here's the big thing. We didn't treat the foot like a victim. We trained it like it belongs to a human who moves. The entire plan came from building smarter versions of the things most people already do. If you're dealing with foot pain right now, stop chasing gadgets. Start fixing your patterns. And if you're ready to train the way your body is actually built to move, subscribe here. We have more protocols, full workouts, and breakdowns all on this channel.